Well, this is another video about wildlife photography with Nikon 200 to 500 millimeter f5.6. And sorry I didn't post stuff over here. I didn't see any good spots, but now I'm in Western New York and doing my main job, which is heavy haul trucking. I'm one of those guys that you see sometimes moving big machinery and equipment like excavators, dozers, and right now I have a rock truck, one of those big 40-ton trucks. They can put 40 tons in the bucket, but never mind that. That's my main job because you can hardly make money with photography, right? But this is my hobby, and today we're at IROQUOIS National Wildlife Refuge, and I just discovered this because I was looking at Google Maps just to see if there's anything within close drive from my truck stop in Pembroke, New York. My truck, see, it's a Mack, and I found this, and it's free. And right now I'm at this. It has a bunch of trails, specifically for people that like to watch or photograph wildlife. And they have about 4 or 5 trails. Like they close them to let they have much more, but like during this now it's July 2nd, I think, 2017. So during this time they close some minor ones and they only leave these like 4, and I think the one I'm on now, or I will be on shortly, is called Swallow Hollow. It's the eastern side of this big national wildlife refuge. This boardwalk is amazing. I can only imagine how much time it took these guys to build this, but maybe because it's only 5 o'clock, but I didn't hear a lot of birds. I saw 2 tiny ones, but they were too high up on the trees to take a picture of. And also it's very windy today, so I think a lot of creatures don't like these conditions over here. There's some kind of a small bird in there. By the time I found her in my viewfinder, she's gone. But the problem, with these areas is you gotta find something like this where you have an open field of view, because when you're walking, among trees, it's kind of like useless because there's branches everywhere. These 2 birds, they were sitting maybe like 10 meters, 30 feet away. I'll just wait, maybe they'll show up again. But they didn't look too just gray birds, but at this point I'm ready to shoot anything just for practice. My camera is all ready to go. I'm shooting in aperture priority. ISO is auto 500 to 1600, and minimum shutter speed is slightly slower than normal, and I'm using spot metering, 6 frames per second continuous advance. Yeah, what else? Oh yeah, and I'm using back button focusing, AFC 9 spots. I find sometimes it's easier for the camera to nail the focus. And I have normal VR, but when I'm tracking something I'm switching to sport. Okay, see, I was on the other side of this little lake, and oh, wait a second, wow, I see what do you call them, a stork, a heron, wow, I got it. It was just let me check. Yeah, exposure is good. Wow, and you can hardly see them, but it's a big gray bird over there, about 30 meters away, and this is perfect because the sun is from there, from my right. And I relaxed for a second, and that I think it was a heron, and that heron started flying. Can you believe this? It's my dream to catch them in flight because they're so big, you know, with the wings out. They're so easy to photograph, and I was tinkling with my controls, thinking that maybe I should shoot a movie. And it starts flying. By the time I switched back to photo, and I switched this to sport vibration because it was moving, right? It was out of my reach. Unbelievable. Just flew like this. And why I started showing you guys this, it's like it's so magical in here. This is much better than what I saw in Cambridge. A bit similar to Quebec, if you saw one of my previous videos. But this is much bigger because this park here has lots of trails. No, not just one. I think this one they said was 1.6 miles long. There's a small squirrel eating something on top of a tree. I don't think it's going to be very sharp because because it's too dark for me here. No, at least one is okay. Alright. Yeah, I just checked. Actually, I had to increase my ISO, the maximum one, to 2000 because over here, in this, because it's so dark in here, even at 2000, like when I was shooting that squirrel, at fully opened aperture 5.6, the shutter speed was already 1/60th of a second. You know, and that's why that thing is moving. I'm lucky if I think one would be okay, like the paws are in focus and the eyes look okay. So but you see, even here, like a full frame camera of course would be better for these conditions, but then like even that squirrel, it was at the top of a tree and I had to increase my zoom like this, which is effective 750 millimeters, right? With a full frame camera it would be 500, And yeah, on the one hand you have the power to shoot at higher ISO, or as some people say ISO, but then you don't have the reach. And I like the vibration reduction. I tried a Tamron before, and I'm convinced that the vibration reduction on the Nikon is better. And so that's why I increased it to 2000, the maximum ISO, and I adjusted the minimum shutter speed to slower than normal. Okay, we got a heron and we got a squirrel. I need at least one more, right, to justify this trip in this video. Like, it would be perfect to catch a deer. And actually, you know what? Yesterday, right at the truck stop, I almost got 2 small deer. And they were young, because their skin was white with brown spots, and they were hiding in the bushes. I was just walking with my camera right next to my truck, and just a couple of them shot like this. It was brushing here, and by the time I raised my camera, they were gone. Alright, this thing is singing pretty good. I don't know what it is, but it sounds... Let's see if I can find it. Oh, over there. Now, one thing I find is that the more beautiful the song is, the more beautiful is the bird. And when I walk, I'll just listen. Like, this sounds amazing. Well, I got nothing else to photograph. At least I got this one. This looks like a good place to shoot something. See, open space between the trees, right? Open space here. Basically, all I need is a deer walk towards me over here. That would be perfect. And over here again we have open space. Like, once again, that's what I find is of utmost importance for photography. You must have open space. But I believe it this wind. See, I look at the top of the trees and all the leaves are like moving pretty bad. But honestly, I don't get too excited with small birds. I really like that heron over there. And it's a good thing I'm wearing a long-sleeved shirt. I was thinking of getting some shorts and a t-shirt, and then I thought about this. And yeah, there's lots of mosquitoes here. So I moved to another one, because so it's Kenyu Nature Trail. I just couldn't find, like, which way is it pointing? But it's all open area. I found parking over there, and at first I thought it was a private property, and then I see a sign says Iraqi National Refuge, but this is great. It's all open area, except the sun is this way. So basically there's lots of parking in here, and then we're doing a second one. I think now I should have better luck because it's quieter and the sun is now lower, and I think the wind slowed down. Oh yeah, okay. It's kind of like, you know, when you're new to this, when you are new to these trails, right? It takes a while to figure stuff out, but yeah, this isn't what I'm looking for, but according to the map, this area ends and then it becomes kind of like similar to that Swallow Hollow. And there's should be an observation platform somewhere there. Now we're talking. This is unbelievable. You know, that's why I love photography. Like before, I could never find, you know, what to shoot. I was not sure what my preferred subject would be, right? Some people shoot weddings, some people shoot funerals, and I always wanted to have a lens like this, but before come on out, it was a small squirrel. Of course, they're so fast. By now it's probably already 10 meters above the ground. So yeah, so I always wanted to have a lens like this, but until probably 2 or 3 years ago, right, they were very expensive. Oh, yeah, I saw that one on the map. What is that? Something big, and it's hiding from me. You think this is good? See, I was saying that until recently, these lenses were very expensive, right? Oh, this is good. I like this. And the reason I'm using a chest mount this time is because I noticed it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good on the video. Too much movement when it was in my head. Who is that? I don't see anything. It's over there. Let's see. Oh, I'm coming up to another boardwalk. Oh, this looks good. A crocodile would be ideal. This is amazing. So cool. Oh shit. Why is it so dark? Okay. I see some ducks. Just heard a woodpecker, but very, very far away. So I'm back in the woods. Looks like I'm going, the sun is this way. So I'm going back. Yeah, like, I cannot shoot in here anyway. It's gonna be too dark, too much. Uh-oh, that's not good. I saw another sign that said look for foxes, and they even have owls in here. I think I'm definitely coming back. I like that open area where you're between like two bodies of water. That would be good to come back to. And they have a, where I was shooting ducks, and they have a bench in there. You know? If you bring some food, you can sit there for a long time, just waiting for something to happen. That's a long far away over there. It's either a deer. Let's see what it is. There's a small duck there near the reeds, about 10 meters away. That's it for today. I think I did pretty good actually. That was that building, right? So that was the second trail where I went, and now I try to go in there. That's where I saw the deer behind me. And I didn't explore this area because I saw there was like water in there. That would be great to go in there, but the sun was this way, and I figured if I was shooting this way where the water was, you know, the sun would be in the way. But I did see a duck right here next to the truck. I saw something big like a heron flying over there and landing there. So I'm pretty sure that this area, this IROQUOIS natural reserve, It's a great area to come back, so I'll definitely come back here again. Maybe in my car. And just explore this, because there's I only saw 2 trails. I only showed you 2 trails, and this is my first visit. I know there's 2 or 3 more are open, and 3 or 4 just observation points. So thanks for watching. I'm Sergey Drachev from Cambridge, Ontario, but right now where I am, just north of Pembroke, New York. Take care.